Hello everyone. When making a successful hammer, there are a lot of things to be considered, and among those things, it would be how you shape the hammer eye, how you fit the handle wood to that eye, and then one thing that I think gets overlooked a lot is how you wedge the handle wood so that it'll exert pressure on the sides of the eye or front to back, depending on how you do that. So over the years, I've tried different styles of wedges, some more successful than others. And of late, I've come up with a style, which is nothing new. I mean, you could probably buy it in any hardware store, but here where I live in Taiwan, I can't find them. And this style seems to work really well for my purpose. So previously, wedges that I would make, I would just take a piece of mild steel and I would taper it in two directions, this way and then this way. And then with a cold chisel, I would lift, I know that's kind of hard to see, I would lift barbs on one on either side. And so the thought being is that sort of like a fish hook, that once it's driven in and then the barb is pointed upwards like this, so it's able to be inserted, but then if it wants to back itself out, it's very difficult because that barb will catch on the wood if everything's done properly. So this has worked reasonably well, but not completely satisfied. The thing is, where I live here in Taiwan, the humidity is very high, so I have to be very careful about all of the steps that I take when making a hammer to make sure that the hammer head will stay in place as best as possible. So lately I've scrapped this idea and I've come up with something else, and you can see one here that I forged out. What I'll do is I do some finish filing on this, and once I'll show myself probably filing this and then show the finished product. But you can kind of see those grooves on the sides of this, sort of. So, yeah, anyway, basically my idea was, if I was to look at this, edge on, is if this is the wedge that I want to create, it'd be sort of like a Christmas tree shape, like this. And then come out, and taper again, come out, and then taper to a point here. So just like I said, sort of like a Christmas tree shape. So I thought to myself that, well, by hand to forge this out, it's possible, but it'd be better if I had some kind of convenience, something to help me make this. And so I looked at my guillotine tool with the flat dies, and I thought if I could file the dies to a profile to fit this, that would help a lot. And I could, forge these out, taper the stock first, then put it in the guillotine tool for one or two heats, get that profile, and then finish by filing. So if you don't have a way like a guillotine tool or another way to forge a wedge out like this, you can just simply file. It just takes a lot more filing, that's all. So basically I just drew then, if I think about, okay, the top die should have this profile, and then the bottom die, just, the same. And so if I look at, this is a die and then this is a die, all I had to do then is to file in the profile on the top and bottom dies here, and those should mate up depending on the thickness of your steel. And, you have to probably do a little bit of adjusting and create a good wedge. So, so far, like I said, I've had a lot of success with this. So I'll show you myself making a wedge and discuss this a little bit further. I use 3/16 inch stock for wedges and cut the piece about 1 inch wide and about 1.25 inches tall. So here you can see my wedge dies. like to put a little bit of curve on the top and the bottom of the wedge. One final thing I'd like to say is if you forge out your hammers, before you're going to fit the wood to the hammer head, I think it's essential to remove the scale as much as possible from the inside of the eye, because scale can tend to flake off over time, and that could lead to a situation where your handle won't stay secure. So just something else to think about. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.